Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about a serious subject with false allegations. I know one streamer slash YouTuber who has actually been falsely accused of very horrendous things. He's bald and he's got a beard. I got hair on my head and a beard, so let's even the odds. I'll be right back to even things out. There we go. That's way better. Okay, let's get straight into the video, shall we?
Today we're going to talk about something incredibly serious, often overlooked, and very, very real. False accusations of sexual assault, rape, and abuse against men. This isn't about discrediting genuine victims.
Oh no, I would say genuine victims need the support they can get, but there's also a handful of false allegations that can potentially ruin lives. And by the thumbnail of this video, I'm going to assume he will be talking about the man that we cannot name, for we will be hated upon potentially. And that man is Tectone. So, uh, yeah, let's continue.
It's about recognizing that false allegations do happen, and when they do, the consequences can be absolutely life-shattering. Careers destroyed, reputations ruined, and in some cases, lives even lost. So let's break down the facts, real cases, and what this means for justice. One accusation can change everything. It can get someone fired, expelled, disowned, or canceled in the matter of minutes.
Oh yeah, no, false allegations can absolutely destroy lives. And the sad part is we live in a world where you are guilty until proven innocent, which is completely backwards of what it should be. So if you ever see or not false allegations at the moment, but if you hear allegations of something severe, it's best you do your research and don't just assume what you're hearing right away on the internet is the true story. So always do your research, don't be a sheep, and just follow the crowd.
Even if that person is proven innocent, the stigma always sticks. Take the case of Brian Banks. He was a promising football player who spent 5 years in prison for a rape he didn't commit. His
Oh, that would be absolutely heartbreaking.
accuser later admitted she lied, but
Okay, if you're found out that you were lying about something severe like that and the guy was in prison for 5 years, I do believe that she should now be in prison for 5 years and like back pay or something. I don't know, the guy that got accused of something he never did, cuz stuff like that is absolutely disgusting.
by then his career, time, and youth were gone. Now, let's bring it to the internet age. We saw something similar happen with creators like Tectone. In mid 2024, vague and cryptic posts on social media implied serious misconduct, without naming him directly. But the community connected the dots, and suddenly Tectone was being dogpiled.
That's a very cheeky thing Pink was doing. If I'm correct, since she never specifically said his name, I don't know how that would work in court. It sounds like Tectone's got something big going on in the next 3-4 months of the time of this recording. So we'll see what the bald man's got going on.
No accusations were ever formally made, no legal complaint was filed, just vibes and viral drama.
And the sad part is like what he's said many times is if these assumptions were real, like what she's saying is real, wouldn't he have been arrested by now? It just seems a little suspicious, you know?
Still, it forced him to issue statements, take mental health breaks, and publicly defend himself against something that was never actually stated. Same with the recent issue with Corey X. Kenshin. In his case, the implications weren't even about abuse, but he's been subject to waves of conspiracies and false accusations around sexual misconduct.
And the sad part is also it could potentially destroy fake friendships. There's going to be a lot of people out there who will side with the internet and just spit on you. You think you're friends, right? And then all of a sudden, oh, there's this allegation of you. Instead of talking to your friend and asking if this is true, they just go straight to, oh yeah, I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore or this girl anymore, and it's very sad. Uh, it, it also shows that there's a lot of fake people out there. So when you get friends, an actual true friend, who if you ever do get mis allegated on something very severe, especially, and they ask you if these are real and stuff, and they stick by you until you're proven guilty or proven not guilty, then you want to obviously keep those friends.
none of which were backed by any credible source. A few misleading tweets and edited clips were enough to spark outrage and distrust. For someone who's known for being a wholesome figure online, the backlash was jarring and clearly distressing for him. What's worse is how quickly people online will rush to judgment. On Twitter, the second a trending accusation starts circulating, users jump in with hot takes and condemnation, often without reading beyond the headline. But what
And it's really sad too that people just believe everything they hear on the internet. Like, oh, this one person says something very severe about someone else. There's no evidence in the whole thing they just said, but they say what they said, and people are gonna be simping for this guy or girl and just start bath mouthing someone who's never had a history of something like this, and now their name's being spit on the ground, regardless of, let's say this guy or girl has worked their butt off to show a good image and they have morals that they stick to, and there's many people who believe that, and then someone else spits on them with saying some very very mean, like, bad things, bad allegations, and all of that can just be shot down, and their life obviously can be ruined, and it's just pathetic.
Once more information comes to light, the tweets disappear. No apology, no retraction, just
Oh, that's definitely suspicious. If you're saying like allegations of someone else and then things get heated and they just end up deleting the tweet, like, okay.
quiet deletions and locked accounts. During the Corey situation, over half of the tweets calling him out were deleted by the end of the night. The phrase innocent until proven guilty doesn't always apply in the court of public opinion. In fact, in some cases, it feels like the guilt is assumed the moment an accusation is made. Or
Like Johnny Depp, dude's career got destroyed because of some false allegations that were proven that he was innocent.
worse, even when someone just sends out a tweet. Let's look at the numbers. Studies from the FBI and academic sources consistently show that the rate of false sexual allegations sits somewhere between 2 and 10%. A 20
And we're back. Even if it is between 2 to 10%, that's still a lot of false allegations.
2010 study by David Lysak examined 10 years of sexual assault reports and found a 5.9% false report rate. Now,
Yeah, that's a lot. 5.9%, that's stupid.
5% might sound small, but let's put it into perspective. In the US alone, hundreds of thousands of sexual assaults are reported every single year. Even if just 5% are false, that could be tens of thousands of people falsely accused annually.
It really saddens me because it makes me question how many people have gone to prison and potentially rotting away in there for who knows how long for something that they never even did, just because someone might have been having a bad day and it's like, oh, let me just screw this guy over. And if I'm not mistaken, sexual assault allegations, I don't know how it is in Canada, but I believe in the U.S. You don't even need proof that about the sexual allegation, like assault allegations. I believe that you could still be sent to prison regardless if there's evidence or not, just because someone might have said it. And that part's really sad.
And we're not talking about gray areas or misunderstandings. We're talking about cases where it was literally proven that the assault never happened. The number spikes even more significantly when you take into account those that never had any proof one way or the other.
I feel like if you get found out that you brought someone to prison or made it where they ended up losing money due to this false allegation, regardless of what it is, yeah, any money lost, any jail time, I feel like you should now be put into that situation as well. They should be taken out, and you, as the person who falsified it, should go to jail for the same period that they originally were going to go to and pay back whatever money they should have been able to get at that time of not being in prison, if that makes sense.
False accusation doesn't just put a pause on someone's life, it can literally destroy it. People have lost jobs, been kicked out of school, saw their families fall apart, and some have even taken their own lives.
That's absolutely sad.
Even the implication of wrongdoing online can spiral out of control. Once the internet decides someone is guilty, there's little room for context.
And the sad part is, even if you're innocent, there's going to be crazy people online who are going to try and dox you, get your address and personal information leaked, and they'll do everything in their power to absolutely destroy your life. There's a lot of sick people out there, and I feel like a lot of people need to go camping and go touch grass and get off the internet for a bit.
correction, or even compassion. Content creators like Tectone, who have been forced to explain himself hundreds and hundreds of times in front of
Yeah, this poor guy. This poor guy. If everything that Pink's been talking about, this dude would be in jail already. He would have been arrested at some point. Yeah, I'm positive this guy's in the clear, but he's just going through so much BS, and I'm very eager to see what his plans are here in the next 3 4 months, because he sounds like he's got, as long as everything goes smoothly, he's got something big going on.
millions of people, often face targeted harassment, brand damage, and even just personal crises, even in the absence of a single verified allegation. It's not even just a matter of losing income or followers. It's losing your identity in front of people who used to support you.
Oh yeah, no. If I got falsely accused of false allegations of whatever, I wouldn't care about the money and potentially sponsorship losses and all that jazz. I would just be more heartbroken that I would lose friends, whom would have potentially think this is true and stuff, and family that I would potentially lose. There's a big reason why in my day-to-day life on my side of town, I always do my absolute best to always tell the truth, because I know, at least I like to hope, if I do my best to tell the truth, if anything ever severe happened, like something like that were to ever happen to me, I would hope that at least the people around me will understand and want to at least keep me innocent until proven guilty, kind of thing, you know?
And the mental health consequences are severe. Depression, PTSD, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. These are real documented outcomes of false or misrepresented accusations.
Oh yeah, and it could totally traumatize your brain, like destroy your trust on people, especially if you're in a relationship and someone says something horrendous, making you look bad. Now you're gonna have trust issues and stuff. So it definitely destroys you mentally, and I feel like it'd be very hard to get out of that.
A 2020 systematic literature review found that the psychological effects of being falsely accused often included identity erosion, long term trauma, social isolation, and suicidal ideation. These effects often persist long after exoneration.
See, that's one thing that breaks my heart is these false allegations could potentially end someone's life, where they feel like their life is now gone and they can't do anything besides take their life. And I think something like that is just absolutely heartbreaking. Remember, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, even if sometimes you can't see it right away.
Consider the story of Richard Jewell, wrongly suspected in the 1996 Atlanta bombing. Though never charged, the media storm destroyed his life and health. He died at 44 from heart failure after years of stress-related complications. And it's not just public figures. John, a
Yeah, stress is a very, very bad thing. Definitely try to contain your guys' stress, regardless of your situation. Stress is a life killer.
then 21-year-old student falsely accused on campus at the college
Obviously, easier said than done. I understand that.
I went to, said, "It was like everyone looked at me differently overnight. Even when the university cleared me, the damage was done. My friends disappeared. I still get panic attacks when I walk past certain buildings." An anonymous source close to me, another man, was falsely accused during a custody battle. He shared, "She said I was abusive, and I lost everything. My kids, my job, my house." Eventually, she admitted it wasn't true.
Oh man, there are some very, very evil people on this earth. And if you do something like that, you are just the definition of evil. Absolutely disgusting. Very selfish too.
But a court of public opinion didn't matter. Studies show that being falsely accused can lead to severe psychological trauma. And that trauma just doesn't disappear when the truth comes out. In some cases, even after being found innocent, people struggle to rebuild. Employers still hesitate. Friends stay distant. The label sticks. False accusation victims often don't get justice. Few false accusers even actually face legal consequences. This adds another layer of betrayal and helplessness. So why do people lie about this? There are a few reasons.
Cowardice. Cowardness? Yeah, cowardness. Cowardice.
Revenge, covering up
Oh man, if you do something like that for revenge, yeah, you're just evil. You twisted in the head. You really need help.
their behavior, gaining an upper hand in custody or divorce cases, and in a lot
Also, if you're like making some very bad allegations on someone just to potentially keep kids because you don't like the parent, like like let's say the husband, and that's another really sad thing is people who would do that, who will throw the kids' future with their dad or their mom, just because you don't like the person. So you're gonna do everything in their power to not only destroy this father's life with the kids, but also now you're gonna destroy the kids' life because your selfishness and your disgust. It's just at the end of the day, it's just full on selfishness. It's just disgusting.
of cases on the internet, attention seeking. In the age of social media, clout can
Oh,
be a powerful
oh my gosh, people are absolutely clout crazy. It's disgusting the amount of things people will do just for a bit of clout.
motivator.
I feel like a lot of people just don't have self-respect anymore. The things that people will do online, like the NPCs, like I've said in the past, like where they thanks for the rose, thanks for the rose. Like I don't know how you can do that. I really don't know how you can do that. I just feel like, especially when they're in public, like it just feels like humiliation kink or something.
Some people make false accusations online
So
simply
how
to
do I
go
do that?
viral, gain followers, or insert themselves into trending topics.
Hold on, guys.
The incentive to fabricate drama for digital currency, likes, retweets, and sympathy, has never been higher than it is in 2025.
Oh yeah, no, there's a bunch of snakes who will do anything to rise up into more popularity. And the sad part is that you can make your way all the way up to the top by being absolute garbage and pushing people down to get yourself up. But there's going to be a point in your life where you'll end up where you want to be, but you'll find out that you're up there by yourself and no one's going to be around you besides potentially maybe a couple people who are going to suck on every little thing you say just to try and maybe get some of your money or what some stuff you have. Yeah, it's you'll be at the top, but you're gonna be lonely, and you're gonna wonder what you might have done wrong. And
There's also nuance that gets lost in intimate relationships. Some individuals engage in consensual but rough sexual activity, BDSM, or other kinks, and later, if emotions shift, breakups happen, or reputations are at stake, they might retroactively claim it was non consensual. This is extremely dangerous,
oh my gosh, that's messed up.
and consent is complex, and communication matters, but distorting it after the fact can absolutely ruin lives.
Oh yeah, especially quiet vehicle, especially if you're all did everything consensual and then all of a sudden later on they're like, oh no, 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 he did this all against what I didn't want to do and stuff like that. And now you're just destroying trust issues. Like the person's gonna have no trust issues if they ever get a new spouse or whatever and they do whatever they want to do, right? Now they're gonna have in the back of their heads like, I'm scared to do this new stuff, you know? Because what if later on they do the exact same thing the last person did?
It's critical to distinguish between regretting a consensual act and falsely labeling it as abuse. We've seen anonymous accounts suddenly blow up overnight after hinting at a vague expose or telling a one-sided story with no evidence. By the time facts comes out, the damage is already done, and the internet has sadly moved on. It's
I just really wish that the internet would. It's never going to happen, but I wish they would do research and wait to get both sides of the story and wait for proof and evidence instead of just shooting straight to, oh, this person's bad.
It's uncomfortable to talk about, but pretending it never happens doesn't help anyone. In fact, it makes it harder for real victims to be believed, because every false case casts doubt on legitimate ones. We have to be honest about all sides.
Oh yeah, no. False allegations destroy the reputation of real allegations, the real victims. Because now there's always going to be the back of their head is like, this person could just be lying just for their own benefit and stuff like that. So false allegations, regardless of what it is, it's such a bad thing to do.
Sides of the issue. And personally, I believe if someone knowingly makes a false accusation, especially one that ruins a person's life, they should face the same level of punishment as the crime they falsely accused. That's
Absolutely.
not vengeance, that's fairness. That's accountability.
Yeah, if you're going to screw someone's life over and you were lying the whole time, well, screw you. I feel like you lose all your human rights.
At the end of the day, this isn't about picking sides, it's about protecting the truth. Every accusation should be taken seriously,
Absolutely.
but so should the idea of due process, even when it comes to public opinion. We need investigations, not instant judgments. We need protections for victims and the falsely accused. And when someone lies about something this serious, there should be real and significant consequences.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree. Anyone who does false allegations, they need to be punished. You can't just get away from that stuff.
Just like there are for those falsely accused. At this point, I know a lot of you behind the screens are
Bald.
screaming, just sue them. But it's not that simple.
You could sue them, but suing someone costs money and you need a lot of evidence and stuff like that.
While defamation and libel laws do exist, winning a case is incredibly difficult, especially in cases involving implied accusations or vague online claims. If someone spreads a damaging rumor without directly naming you, or they frame it as an opinion instead of a statement of fact, they can often avoid legal consequences altogether.
That's why if you use your words very, very well, you can be a disgusting, cheeky son of a gun.
Even if a case does manage to go forward, the legal process can take years. It's emotionally exhausting and financially draining.
And it ends up being, is it really worth it to sue someone who's done that? At that point, wouldn't you just rather... Obviously, I wish they would go to jail for whatever they did, but wouldn't it just be more mentally freeing to just try and let it go? Don't talk to them anymore and try to move on. Maybe I've never been in that spot, so maybe it's a lot harder to do than say, like, this person screwed you and you want to do everything you can not to screw them kind of thing.
Accused has to prove actual malice, reputational damage, and often overcome social bias baked into the system. Meanwhile, the accuser can walk away untouched, sometimes even gaining more support in the process. So while suing sounds like a clean solution, the reality is that the legal system doesn't move fast.
The legal system needs a major rehaul. From what I've heard with Tectone, this stuff just is so time consuming. It's ridiculous.
And during that time, the accused still has to live with the damage, the suspicion, and the ongoing public backlash. This is why prevention and accountability in the public arena matter. Because even if justice eventually comes, it always comes far, far too late. False accusations are real. So are real assaults. And we can care about both. And we should. The justice system and online discourse should be about facts, not feelings.
That's a really, really good. Facts, not feelings. A lot of people on the internet love to do things through their feelings and not facts. And it's absolutely sad because your feelings aren't true. It's the facts that are true. You can get mad and dislike someone about something, but if there's no facts or evidence in what you hate them on, you're just talking smack at the end of the day. Well, that was a good video. Is there any more?
Let's stop letting outrage override the truth. I'm tired of seeing men's lives and careers ruined by false claims. It's time we wake up.
I agree. Well, that is a really good video. There are many false allegations out there, and we definitely have to work on that and help the victims. Well, that was that. Don't forget to give this guy a good subscribe, a like. The video will be in the description down below. If you like the video, don't forget to like my video and subscribe to me. And we'll catch you tomorrow. This was definitely a more serious video, but it's something I feel like that should be brought up. Yeah, so yeah, peace and have a good one. God bless you.